Manchester United 2-0 Wolves. Hosts close on top 4 place after Anthony Martial and Alejandro Garnacho goals. Report and free match highlights as Manchester United move 4 points above 5th-placed Liverpool with just 3 games to play. Anthony Martial scored in first half before Alejandro Garnacho came off the bench to seal the points in stoppage time. Wolves had no shots on target. Manchester United moved 4 points above 5th-placed Liverpool in the Premier League with just 3 games remaining following a comfortable 2-0 home win against Wolves. The result means Erik ten Hag's side are closing on a Champions League spot and only trail 3rd-placed Newcastle, who drew 2-2 at Leeds earlier on Saturday, on goal difference. United's performance will not live long in many memories, but the hosts delivered in a must-win game, creating enough chances to ensure Wolves were second best throughout the contest and preventing their visitors from recording a single shot on target. The opening goal came from Anthony Martial in the 32nd minute when the forward swept into an empty net from Antony's pass, before substitute Alejandro Garnacho returned from injury to seal the win in stoppage time. How United eased past toothless Wolves. United's grasp on a top 4 place had been loosened by back-to-back 1-0 defeats against Brighton and West Ham, and they received a further blow before kickoff with news that Marcus Rashford was not fit enough to take a place in the squad. Rashford looked like he would be a big miss given fixtures between United and Wolves have tended to be cagey affairs, with just one of their last 8 meetings in all competitions seeing more than 1 goal scored. That meant even greater importance was attached to the opening goal, but Martial stepped up to ensure it went United's way, tucking the ball into the bottom corner after Antony drew out Daniel Bentley. The goalkeeper making his Premier League debut after being selected ahead of Jose Sa. The opportunity came after Max Kilman raced from the defensive line to win a ball he could not reach, and his error summed up a sloppy first half from Wolves, with Antony nearly taking advantage of a defensive slip inside the first 10 minutes. The Brazilian winger was presented with an even better opening moments before Martial's goal when he headed Luke Shaw's inviting crossover from just yards out. United continued to test Bentley in the second period, but he was up to the task, making excellent saves from Jadon Sancho and Antony to ensure Wolves remained in the game. But Julen Lopeteguy's side could not take advantage of their keeper's impressive display, failing to create any chances of note on a day in which Rafael Varane made a shaky return after a month out with injury. Garnacho then ended any Wolves' hopes when he raced clear deep into second-half stoppage time, beating Bentley as he fired his shot and off the post and securing a vital 3 points for United, who look well placed to return to the Champions League in Ten Hag's first season in charge. Ten Hag, United never do it the easy way. Ten Hag admitted it was vital that United responded to their losses at Brighton and West Ham with a win, adding, "We had to bounce back from 2 defeats and individual mistakes. When we had no energy and played slow. Today we had to win and we did it." He also joked that United's forwards deserve some of the credit for Bentley's impressive display, saying, "We are very good at making the opponent's goalkeeper man of the match. We have to be more clinical." United now face Bournemouth, Chelsea and Fulham in their remaining Premier League games, knowing 2 victories will guarantee a spot in the top 4. Ten Hag is determined that his side will not ease off, though, saying, "Last week we had bad experiences when we were not focused, didn't have the energy, made mistakes, and were losing games. That is not United. We have to match the highest standard. It's all about winning games. But I have heard United never go the easy way. That's in the DNA, and we will follow that line, but we have to get over the line." Ten Hag has also challenged Garnacho to build on his goal and fight for a starting spot for United. He came in and did almost everything good and scored a great goal that will give him belief. "It's good for us for the rest of the season that he's back and can have an impact," Ten Hag said. "I'm happy we can bring in young players and, hopefully he will progress so quickly that he can compete for a starting position. Because that is his next challenge." Asked what Garnacho needed to do to start for United, Ten Hag said, "Making decisions, being aware, scanning situations, when to go one-on-one. Get behind, when to go for goal or make an extra pass. Decisions like that are what makes a good player a top player. That is the difference. But when you see it overall, he's a huge talent and very brave. Clean sheets crucial to United's top 4 push. David De Gea's high-profile errors have created headlines this season but should not be allowed to detract from United's broadly impressive defensive record. In his first year at Old Trafford, Ten Hag has crafted a defense that has kept 16 clean sheets in the Premier League, more than any other top-flight side. Another shutout was added to the tally against Wolves, with De Gea primed to claim the Golden Glove for the second time, despite no player making more errors leading to goals in all competitions this season. It must be pointed out that Wolves, already safe in the knowledge they will remain a Premier League side next season, did little to threaten United's record during a performance lacking in any attacking threat. But Ten Hag deserves credit for the work he has done with United's defenders, with the manager overseeing improvement from Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Victor Lindelof, while Luke Shaw is now arguably the top flight's best left-back. All three impressed again on Saturday as Wolves were kept at arm's length and another valuable 3 points were secured. Lopetegui, we have to look at what's happened this year. Lopetegui insisted he could not fault his players' mentality at Old Trafford, saying, "I am not happy because we lost, but I don't have anything to talk about with the attitude of the players. It was not easy to play against a team that are fighting to be in the Champions League. We have achieved our important aim, but we tried to play and compete with Manchester United. Once they scored, it was more difficult for us. We had 20-25 minutes playing good football, but maybe we could do better with more dangerous spirit in the opposition box. It's a pity because I had the feeling during the second half that maybe we could draw the match." With Premier League football assured next season, Lopetegui, who took over at Wolves when they were bottom of the table, also had a warning for the club ahead of an important summer. If the club wants to keep in the Premier League and to improve, they have to take a decision and look at what has happened this year to create a different situation, said the manager. Bentley ensures Lopetegui's goalkeeper gamble pays off. Bentley's inclusion in the Wolves 11 raised eyebrows ahead of kickoff, with the performances of regular number 1 Saw doing little to suggest he needed to be replaced. But Wolves ensuring their Premier League safety ahead of the trip to Old Trafford perhaps encouraged Lopetegui to give an opportunity to his backup goalkeeper, who had waited patiently for his debut after joining from Bristol City in January. While the 29-year-old did not help Wolves to victory at United in what would have been a dream debut, he could not have done more to ensure further top-flight football will be coming his way. Bentley could do nothing to keep out Martial and Garnacho's goals but finished the game with 8 saves, the most by a goalkeeper in their first game in the Premier League since Fabry for Fulham against Crystal Palace in August 2018. The former Arsenal, Southend and Brentford stopper also looked comfortable with the ball at his feet as he helped Wolves in their attempts to build from the back, ensuring Lopetegui's goalkeeper gamble could be repeated in their final 2 games of the season. What's next? Manchester United visit Bournemouth next Saturday at 3 p.m. in their final away game of the season. Erik ten Hag's side then host Chelsea on May 22 live on Sky Sports, before playing another West London side in Fulham on the final day. With their Premier League status now secure, Wolves host Everton next Saturday, kickoff 3 p.m., before going to Arsenal on the final day of the season. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.